Hi everyone, welcome back again. Continuing on my Rover. First thing I'm going to be doing today is bolting this gearbox mount on that I made last week, if you remember. So yeah, we get under there, we get that bolted on, and then we'll have a look at the prop shaft, and then hopefully the exhaust if we have time, but we will see. Right, I'm under here now. I've got all the bolts in loose. Got large penny washers on the top. For the purists out there, they won't like these bolts because they're metric. But then the gearbox shouldn't be in it neither, should it? So we're not going to worry too much. So that's that one clamped up, bolted up. And let's try. I'll move the camera to the other side. There's two on this side. Not the easiest things to get to, but right, anyway, one more there. That's them bottom ones done up. I'm going to let the jack down and then do the other two up. Hopefully they slide in there nicely. Yeah, that's both in there. Let me just pan out a little bit. You got one there and one there now. So yeah, that's sitting in there nice. I'm happy with that. Looks quite neat. Looks like it was there originally. Sort of. Right. That's it, she's bolted in. There is a bit of a funny mount here which I'm not quite sure what it does, but I'll go and get the bolt that goes in it. It's like kind of a bolt that goes up through this hole, and then it had a rubber either side of it, but the rubber's all gone manky. I'll show you what I mean. Right, so this is the bolt that goes up through the bottom of that cross member, and as you can see, look at the rubber on that, look, it's just falling to bits, look. So I haven't been able to get one of these. I mean, it kind of looks like it sort of sits up inside, but I have got an old shock absorber mount, so I'm going to put that under it and then bolt that up to the box, because in all honesty I don't think it would really matter even if it wasn't in there, because it's got the two mountings on the side. But we got the bolt, so we might as well put it in there, I think. Right, I'll give this a clean up and then I'm gonna go back under and bolt this up. Right, I'm back under in there. You see I put that old shock rubber on there. Hopefully this will work. I don't see why it wouldn't. It's got to be better than nothing under there. So the rubber's just touching the, well, not just touching, just squish up the rubber slightly. Then there's like a lock nut up in there, which you can't see. We just do that up. I think we'll call that jobs are good, I think. Yeah, sorted. Right, that'll do for that. So we've got that bolted up, that's bolted up. Yeah, so that's all tight now. Good-o. Right, so I figured you've probably seen enough of me using my grinder to wire brush stuff up, so I've given the prop shaft a bit of a clean up, and I'm going to give that a bit of etch primer and a lick of black paint. I was going to change the UJs, but feeling them, they feel nice and smooth and there's no play, so I'm not going to actually do them at the moment, because it seems a bit pointless just doing it just for the sake of it, just to make a YouTube video, let's be honest. So yeah, I'll give that a coat of paint and then let that dry and put it on. Right, so I've given it a lick of paint. It's still a little bit, it's nearly dry. And also painted up this little bracket, which is for the clutch and brake master cylinder, so that's drying as well. I was going to do the exhaust while I was waiting, and I went and dug it all out of the other garage. I've given it a bit of a clean up, but I've realised that I haven't got the nuts to bolt it to the manifold, and I need a clamp down here, which the one on the old one's absolutely rotten, so I won't be using that. So I've ordered that. I've ordered some brass nuts for the manifold, so that's going to have to be next week now. So I thought what I'll do is I'll come back up here and I'll bolt some bits on the engine. I haven't bolted that on yet. I need to bolt that on there, and I'll find the fuel pump and I'll bolt that on as well. Right, I'm going to put this on now. It only really going one way, because if you turn it around the other way, then the pulleys, then the belt ain't going to line up. So it's got to go on this way. And these bolts and this new water pump are metric. But actually they are in the old one as well, because obviously that is a replacement one. And to be honest, I didn't really need to change it, because as you can see it's not that old. So if anyone wants a V8 water pump, give us a nod, or it'd just be in my spares. But I can imagine I'm going to need it anytime soon. Right, so I'm just going to put a tiny dab of thread lock on these, just low strength. Only the 3 bolts. Not a lot to it. It's all just nuts and bolts, isn't it? Everything's nuts and bolts. And not everything, the welding ain't nuts and bolts, is it? Knit them up. Oh, and that's good, isn't it? Right, I need to go and find some spring washers and a normal washer then, because now it won't turn. Right, I'll switch that off a sec. Right, it's the problem resolved. Spring washer and a washer on there now. And it's all nice and clear. Plenty of clearance. You'd think when you buy these things that they'd supply like the spring washer and the washer with it, as well as the bolt. Maybe they're trying to save about 4p on the washer and the spring washer, but hey ho, it's on there now. So right, so let's get the fan. My nicely newly painted red fan, and this can only go on one way because the pin lines up with the pin, and if you put it on that way, if you put it on around the wrong way like this, then the holes don't line up. So the only way it can go on is this way, like so. And these bolts are metric as well. So I just found some nice imperial bolts to go in it, and then none of them fit. So then I had to go and find some nice metric bolts to go in it. But it's all good. It feels a bit tight. Grab me ratchet and knit them up. There we go, finger chopper. If I spin that fast enough, it might take off. Alright, cool. I've got the fuel pump as well, so we'll stick that on in a sec. I'll just go and find a gasket for it. I know people are going to be screaming now going, oh, don't use a manual pump, but in my experience, a decent manual pump is more reliable than an electric pump. And I'm sure I'm going to have about 50,000 comments below now saying, no, don't use that, use a facet pump, do this, do that. But I did rebuild this. I rebuilt it ages ago at home, so I didn't film that, but it's good enough. So yeah, they go in up that way. My plan is to run the fuel line, because originally it was run along the bottom of the engine, is to run it out through and along the inner wing to try and keep it away from the heat of the exhaust. So that should be fun, trying to get the nylon pipe to go over that, but I do have a plan. So that one's out actually, that one's in, that's out. Right, I'll shut up and go and find the gasket. Right, let's stick this pump on then. Again, it's only a couple of bolts anyway, but new gasket. Oh, buggered that up. Let me start again. Let me get the back one in first. Alright, let's try again. Let's get a bar. And what we're careful of is to make sure that I don't go the wrong side of the cam. And now I can feel it pushing up. I don't want to cross thread it. That'd be really bad. Oh, you can't get your fingers in there very easy. Try and get a start. No, still haven't started. I thought I had there then. Probably can't see anything anyway. Oh, that's so awkward. I thought this would be a quick 2-second job. Oh, I might have it started this time. Oh. Fingers crossed. I'll force it. No. I mean, it's going now. Oh, that's better. I felt better that time. Just going to loosen that other one off a bit just so I can let it come back out a little bit. That's it. Never force it. You force it, you're going to cross thread it, and then for the sake of a couple of minutes that one doesn't. That front one feels like the thread's knackered in it and I ain't even done anything to it. That's strange. That front one feels nasty. Yeah, that thread's knackered in that front one. Right. Luckily you can get beyond that front one. You saw me though, I didn't do that then. Right, we'll go and find a nut and hopefully we can get a nut behind that one. Not impressed, but what can I do? Right, so I didn't film that bit then because I had a stress head on, but what I've done, because these bolts are UNC, well they were, well that one's UNC now, and the thread in this front part was stripped, but luckily you can get to the other side of it. So what I've done is drilled the hole out. Well, I say drilled the hole out, there's hardly any of it to drill out anyway because the thread was stripped, and I've used a longer UNC bolt, and then I've filed the back edge of a nut off so that I can get it to fit nice and snugly in that casing. So now that's a nut and bolt in the front bit, but I never realised that was stripped. If I'd realised I'd have sorted it out while the engine was all out, but I'm not trying to do it in here, and that's fine anyway. So yeah, so that's the fuel pump on anyway. So I need to settle these pipes up wherever they're going to go, but and like I said, I'm going to feed it out through the inner wing. But yeah, I think for now that's going to be about it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. You may have noticed there's a subscribe button down in the corner now, so if you haven't already, if you could hit that, that'd be great. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.